Is this recording? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hi. I'm testing out this new camera because I wanted to see how it looked. The intention is to have more and more YouTube videos of different ranges, whether it's long form videos explaining insights and thoughts that I've been having, maybe productivity techniques on note taking, on memory, on podcasting, all those topics and fields that I might be interested in and researching. But the other one is something a little bit more informal because I've had some realizations over this last few years. Last few months, actually. I have been very quiet on social media lately. I've been less inspired to be chronically online, to be on multiple social media platforms at the same time. With the advent of Twitter turning into X, Instagram expanding into Threads, and Facebook just being Facebook, just put that on the side there, and more and more work coming in and some real life stuff happening that's been shifting my world a little bit. I've been less inclined to update about myself. So I thought I would make this video just informally to do a life update as to what's been happening. 2023 has been very interesting because I wanted to start off this year with something very refreshing. In December, I did what I call an ego rebirth, which is an expansion on the term ego death. If you don't know, an ego death is an occurrence or a phenomenon that happens when one undergoes a shock event. And a shock event is basically an event in someone's life that has altered their personality for better or for worse, a massive shift in their priorities and principles for what is important to them, what is massive to them, what they hold dear to their heart. But there's a negative connotation to it because ego death means that there is a loss of the past self, and once you have lost that past self, you end up becoming, from the perspective of someone outside looking into your life, a completely different person. And for a lot of people who have had that connection with you for a very, very long time, friends, family, loved ones, close ones, normally it's not for the better. So I wanted to twist that, reframe it into something more positive, an ego rebirth, where I intentionally create or manifest attributes of a shock event to shift my ego towards a better direction. And that took the entirety of December to do. So a lot of massive collections of tasks, projects, acts that I've done there. I did a photo shoot to say goodbye to my past self. I started my tattoos, which is, happening all over my body. The end goal is just to fill my body completely. And I wanted to prioritize intentionally a few things in my life, my own concepts of connection, intimacy, romance, and love, the fields that I hold dear to my heart, which is what I talked about just earlier in the video, and my writing, because I do not want to ever sacrifice my writing ever for any external factor. And I wanted to start off with that kind of energy in this year. I have to say that I was partially successful. I have shifted that priority. I have made some very big decisions in addressing that. The biggest one was that this ego rebirth was in reaction to my huge event where I lost my memory in 2019, and that has been resolved. So professionally speaking, I've been working more and more in the podcasting world, which is great. And part of that meant that I could prepare for that with a massive event happening in London that happened in May, end of May. So that's just passed a few months ago. Part of that was that I got to speak on a bigger stage, which is great. Introduced to a whole slew of people who were amazing and passionate and wonderful. I met some of my industry admirations, names and voices that I've listened to all the time during my routines and listening. But the other personal part is I could finally seek an ending and conclusion to the cause of my memory loss, which was a very tragic relationship that ended really badly for me, which is what caused it in the first place. In preparation for that, I had in my mind a project where I could write a memoir about that relationship that I had, my time with my ex-lover. So I wrote that and made that a project. I defined it and declared it to be the thing that I wanted to finish for this year. I'm happy to say that the story is actually done. There's actually 3 parts to it. 1 is the story itself, so what happened. 2 is the prose, the poetry, the poetic playing with the language in multiple languages. And 3, which is the essays and thoughts, the notes that come in between. So part 1 and part 2, they're already done. And part 3, I am finishing them up. So actually, the book is done. I've made a wonderful, beautiful trailer for the book. I've commissioned that, made by Paul Leckrone, fantastic video editor. I highly recommend him, and I will link a link somewhere on this screen to the trailer itself. I've commissioned a book cover for it that really encapsulated what happened throughout. And that book, for 1,000 Springs, is going to be out very, very soon. So, plus point there. And then I'm back into my usual routine. Things have been going so well in my life, personally, connection-wise, that I've been inclined to be less online because I wanted to focus more on what's been happening here. But I've been writing privately, which is nice. I want to write more, though. That is the biggest one. And I think I'm currently at a crossroads where I do want to write, but then I'm forcing it because I feel like the absence of writing leads to the coping of writing to make up for my time not writing, which is not good, right? Because when in writing, you should write in flow, not to make up for lost time. And also, even though there is writing for lost time, actually covering those lost opportunities is a form of writing in itself, but I wish to not write to catch up, but to write in the present time as much as possible, because we seek not to write in other versions of ourselves and working in different times, like whether future or past, but we seek to write in the present time what we feel about it now, which is the most healthiest form of writing, in my humble opinion. I want to find more space for that. That's why I haven't been doing that as well. Part of this is that I was addressing my relationship with my online self. So people would know that I'm very, very active on Twitter. Now, not so much, because I feel a bit, what's the word for it? Burnt out from from social media in general. That I decided that, hey, I still want to create, but I wish to not be so synchronous with a feed all the time. So here's my intention with this camera that I have right in front of me, lovely camera that I got, and my intention. I think I'm going to start using my YouTube channel as a platform for talking about these informalities. There's this spectrum of informality and formality that I am combating when creating anything. And that's important because sometimes hesitation leads us to these constructed expectations as to what should be formal, what should be informal. The difference between, say, tweeting something really random out loud versus creating a YouTube video is what creates these phantom expectations that people think or people may expect from you, which is a delusion that I might have. So, for example, if I say, I want to make a YouTube video, my first immediate expectation is it must be, at least 10 minutes long, highly constructed, lots of B-roll, editing, whatever. But then I thought to myself, there are a lot of informal videos that I love watching and listening to. And just like in podcasts, there are a lot of conversations where there are natural human flaws, tendencies, inconveniences, imperfections that I forgive as I'm listening and embodying them as well. And I wish to do that as well in the visual form, hence why the camera, the lens, whatever. Which is nice. It's a great realization. It means that I don't have to create perfect, but I must create regardless. So hesitation then, as always, I've always been writing about this, is a form of fear. I wish to write brave. I wish to create film brave. I wish to write without hesitation. I wish to record without hesitation. And it's the same for both writing, for recording shows, and for filming. Hence why this video, I thought I wanted to do a life update. Anyway, so yeah, that's been on my mind at the moment. I'm still currently the podcast librarian, which is fun. A lot of my responsibilities and job scope stuff has been more on internal side, more on the private end. So I sadly can't be on the forefront of the industry as much as I wish to, because I've been organizing so many shows, which is fine. I like it. It's great, but it does mean that sometimes people ask me like, hey, what have you been up to recently? And I've been like, oh, I've been working on podcasting stuff, but I can't show it, right? I've been wanting to do this idea of, those YouTube videos that they're like a day in the life of a software engineer or whatever. I've always wanted to do a day in the life of a podcast librarian, because that would be a very interesting video to watch. I would watch that, but then I can't show you anything because it's all like private stuff. So yeah, I can make some duplicate potential data, but it's not genuine, it's not authentic. I wouldn't be happy with that. So yeah, what this means then is I feel a lot lighter in my capacity to create. I have these shows that have been waiting for me to return to them. The note-taking interview shows, the Asian podcasting shows, the general conversational shows, as well as my narrative essays and my short story fiction. Those are names, characters, show directions that have been summoning me. They're trying to call me back. They want me back. My microphone's right here. I just need to record and I need to write. And I want to. But therein comes the sudden, what's the word for it? Shaking thought of, what is it about me that I need to address in order for me to welcome these voices from these shows, welcome the YouTube channel back, right? What do I want to do for each of them? Are these all just forms of creative satisfaction? Do I create for happiness? Do I create for defined success according to each and every medium? Because even for podcasting, right? I have like 6 or 7 shows. I even made a show earlier this year about romance and love, which is fun. It's a great freeform way of creating an episode. What am I doing that show for? I've done those. Do I want to continue them? Yes. What do I want to continue them for? Are they hobby projects? Are they projects that make me feel a lot more at ease about myself? And I say the same as well for this video or for this channel. What do I want to do with this channel? I know that I want to do more roam with me's or take notes with me's. I can't think of another word because I want to be more universal with my note-taking adventures. So there's that. So yeah, those have been a lot on my mind. I think this channel is going to shift towards a video journal channel where there's a lot of informality in the different kinds of things that I want to create. Maybe whenever I write something, maybe I want to create something and I'm thinking about it, I would rather think out loud and have that recorded instead of it being very constructed and being like, oh, let's script it out. Let's do B-roll. Let's make it look super aesthetic. Like I want to write with proper handwriting and have that recorded on the side with a nice lens or whatever. I don't want to do that. I think there's something inhuman about that at times. If my intention was not to make something along the lines of documentary level. Maybe it's something that I would want to do once in a while, but then I want to have status updates as videos, basically. I don't want to feel like I am obligated, to update myself on Twitter or other social media platforms to remind people that I'm alive. So, yeah. We're going to shift, or I say we as in plural, different parts of me. the brand Norm and all of my website, my blog, my social media platforms, etc. We're going to shift towards an informal journal aesthetic direction, principles of creation, and then have that out there. And I will trust you, my viewer, my listener, to understand me. That's my only expectation out of this. If more people follow, great. Otherwise, I'm happy looking back at these and, checking the subtle cues on my face. Am I happy? Was I doing better? What was I thinking about at this point in time? So these video journals will be more on what I'm thinking about at the moment, my supposed diaries of what's been on my mind, how I want to explore it. Maybe I have intentions. Maybe I have a specific link to something that I read, and I'll show you on the screen or whatever to navigate and backlink all of these connections to different things that I paid attention to, so that I can create a body of work that is universal in both medium and formality. Because honestly, I'm not a very formal person. I would be swearing all the time if you meet me in person. I would really be. But one of the reasons why I wish to make this video in the first place is because I want to make the shift towards a more visual and oral experience when anybody encounters my creations. So if it's Tempered Fables, which is the short story fiction stuff, all the marketing stuff related to the show can be more visual. It could be YouTube Shorts. It could be a separate channel, whatever it is. It could be on Instagram, more so. I don't want to really talk about it on Twitter because I think that's when all my normal chats are happening. So, yeah. The end goal, then, is to uphold the sentence that I've kept dear in my heart up until this point, which is everything is a conversation. So, medium aside, all of these should work, and I should be honest and true and transparent with all of them. And whenever I create anything, I do not lie to myself about whether or not something deserves to be completely perfect. The only thing is, when I create, I must create without regret. So if something in my head deems to be perfect, then it must reach there. But if it doesn't, the satisfaction of having it out there means that I will release something that is imperfect, receives attention from others, listeners, viewers, and that feeds into material in my mind to create an even more perfect version of this same story, essay, note later down the line. I don't have to chase perfect so fast. Perfection should take a lifetime to achieve. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll probably have more and more life updates like this, but in the meantime, comment what you think. If you have any questions for me, and I have a question for you. If you have something very, very similar to this, how I came to be inspired by this recording of this video is that I sought more informality and therefore hesitation. So my question to you is, how does hesitation play a role in your life, and what can you do to address it? Or what have you done to address it? Because I think that's at the core of most people's self-development journeys. Take care, and I'll see you in another video or another masterpiece or piece that I create.